type of literary interpretation that analyzes the patterns of structure within a text by focusing on binary opposites and semiotics in order to reflect an underlying meaning within.
Structuralism, the theory, first originated in the 1900s. By the 1950s and 60s, it grew to widespread popularity by the first scholar, Claude Strauss. By the late 60s, several philosophers, including Derrida, Jacques Derrida, started commenting on how valid the theory was.
Semiotics includes the study of the signified and the signifier. The signifier is a thing that triggers you to think of something else. For example, if you saw smoke, in your mind, you would think of fire. The signified is whatever that makes you think of. So in that example, the fire is the signified.
Structuralists, we look to determine the signified within the strict confines of the text. Take, for example, the word Baptist. Baptists are a type of Christian, and Christians are associated with all that is good. They're supposed to have high morals and good behavior. But within the confines of the Poisonwood Bible, Kingsolver paints Baptists as evil, with Nathan Price being the wife and child abuser that he is as a Baptist minister.
Semiotics is the study of meaning-making of words. When you see a word, such as boy, it doesn't necessarily have a meaning unless there's an opposite. Girl. This is called binary opposites. The only reason we have meanings to words is because of the opposite of that word. For example, boy and girl, or good and evil, or light and dark. Another example of the reason why words only have meanings that we give to them comes with the example of this tree. The only reason we know this tree is actually alive is because we know other things are dead. For example, this shoe right here is not alive, it's dead. So therefore, this tree is alive. The camera taking the video of this video is dead. And this tree is not dead, so it must be alive. I love you, tree. Structuralism, as implied in the name, is a study of the structure of literary texts and how they apply to the underlying meaning of the literary work. For example, in the Poisonwood Bible, by Barbara Kingsolver, the novel is divided into chapters that are told by the point of view of different characters, more specifically, different female characters. There are no male point of view chapters in each book.
It's quite interesting that one of the main characters in the book does not reveal his point of view or have his own personal narrative. This character is Nathan Price. In fact, one might find it startling. Now that we've defined structuralism, let's apply it to the Poisonwood Bible. In this next scene, you'll see Nathan try to baptize the African children.
Now listen, child. You must convert and love Jesus Christ. He is the only way. He is the way, the truth, and the life, alright? He's the only way you'll be able to get into heaven and have a good life for your family. You don't want to worship any of these false gods. They'll be bad for you and your family, and you'll have lots of plagues fall upon you. Now you let me baptize you so you can learn to love Jesus and he can enter your life. Now let's go to the river and I'll baptize you, or else you'll be condemned to hell forever. Now you're about to enter the kingdom of God and learn all about Jesus Christ and his love.
Stop! There's a crocodile in the river! That's my baby!
God will now open his arms to you and you will learn about the righteousness of God.
Nathan forcing the baptism was only the beginning. Nathan and his actions and his indirect murder shows up in many places of the book, but maybe in not the same situation. As structuralists, we can only look at the text. And from the text, we are shown that Nathan is a villain. Due to our lack of his point of view and how the text shows him as a person whose life consists of murder, we must conclude that Nathan is not what he says he is. He is not a man of God. He is crazy.
As you saw in the previous scene, Nathan Price tries to exert his dominance through the Christian religion over the Congolese people by baptizing all the children and trying to convert them from their traditional practices to his modern Baptist religion. Because we don't have any of his point of view chapters, we can't see what he's actually trying to say and what he's actually trying to do in his thoughts while he's doing these things. So it seems as if he is just trying to dominate the other cultures and make them submissive to his ideas and his ways of life. And this is one of the underlying meanings of the book, whether it be through Nathan trying to dominate the Congolese culture or Nathan trying to be the dominant figure in the household over his wife Orleana and their 3 daughters.
Here's another instance where we can apply structuralism to the Poisonwood Bible. Tata Mdu invites himself to the Price's house and proposes to their daughter Rachel.
Hey, here's a gift. I'm gonna marry your daughter and you're gonna do what I say.
Marry my daughter? Why would you do that? I won't let you.
Don't care.
This is another example in the Poisonwood Bible that expresses the underlying meaning of dominance. Here in this scene, you have the chief trying to assert his dominance over the Price family by claiming he's going to marry his daughter Rachel. As structuralists, we can only assume that the chief is doing wrong here because we don't see his point of view. We only see the point of view from the female perspective.
Here's another example of where structuralism can be applied to the Poisonwood Bible. After the argument between Nathan and Anatole about the importance of Christianity and baptizing the Congolese kids, Nathan takes his anger out on Orleana and breaks her plate.
Such a nice plate. Rachel, do you like this plate?
Yeah, I love the plate.
What is this? You're cherishing our plate and you don't even realize what just happened to our family? Anatole came into our house and just insulted our religion and our lifestyle. All you care about is this gosh darn plate? Okay? This is not good. You're not caring about God or Jesus or anything. You're ruining our family. You give him bad food and serve it on this nice plate. This is ridiculous. Ah!
Scene is another example of binary opposites, but this time between a man and a woman and the strong versus the weak. For example, when Nathan takes the plate from Orleana, he's exerting his dominance over her as a man over a woman. Now when Nathan takes the plate and smashes it to the ground, he's exerting his dominance as the strong versus the weak because the plate is left shattered on the ground. Structuralism requires us to look at point of view as it comes from the text. Kingsolver writes this chapter from the point of view of Rachel. Because of this, we don't know what Nathan or Orleana was thinking, and from that, we must conclude that Nathan is the dominant figure, because that's how Rachel sees it.
An additional binary opposite found in the novel is the colonized versus the colonizer.
An important example is Belgium invading the Congolese to exploit their resources for their own benefit. Let's recap on the binary oppositions we've discussed. First one would be good versus evil, Nathan versus his family. Now his family wanted to leave the Congo, but Nathan wouldn't let them.
The next example of binary opposites is seen in the relationship between man versus woman. This is exemplified in the argument Nathan has with his wife Orleana.
Another binary opposite is strong versus weak. In the scene that we showed when Nathan broke the plate, that shows his strength over the weak wife.
The final binary opposition that we discussed is the colonized versus colonizer, when the Belgians had colonized the Congo and exploited them for their resources. And
Thanks for watching!